So I just made it back home from helping out a friend. And I would love to know that when I get to a certain age, someone, my kids, family, someone will look out for me because I always felt like a lot of times we don't look out for the elders. Like they look out for their kids, took care of them. And now that their kids is in a position to take care of them, they kind of just forget about them. Even though, and I know a lot of people don't feel like when people are stubborn, they don't listen. I tell them come live with me, they don't. But you can't just forget about them. You know, you have to still. Like I know how to say like you feel like whatever. You don't understand my circumstance, my situation. Yeah, I do. Because everybody's situation is unique. But for me, my heart, my spirit won't allow me to just forget about someone, although they're miserable or they don't listen or whatever. I still feel like I gotta look out for you. I still gotta check in on you, you know? Like my friend, he's very prideful at this point in his life, but at the same time, it's just you. And if something happened to you, how would anyone know? So, as I'm just sitting here and I just made it back home, I had my wife go with me. I'm truly blessed for that. We was just talking. I was telling her like he enjoyed that conversation that my wife was able to sit down and chat with him. At the same time, I was able to, I was doing some pulling of some weeds and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to plug it in here if I don't over talk and tend to ramble. But yeah, and it was like when I first got there, I was looking at it and I was like, it never got this bad. But when he called me yesterday and told me that he couldn't do it and his back was acting up, I just was like, okay, I gotta go over there whether I want to or not. I gotta go over there and check him out and see what's going on. I gotta make sure. I don't know. I feel like on my spirit is to look after the elderly and the youth because a lot of times kids don't ask for their situations. Parents bring kids into these situations and then they kind of like abandon them because they busy working and then they telling them, hey, which one's more important, me being here or working and trying to provide for you when the kids didn't ask to be here. And then the elderlies, they took care of y'all when y'all were young. And now they got to a point in their life, whether they're good parents, bad parents, they neglected you. They still took care of you and made sure you wasn't in the system or you didn't end up in the system. And then now you can't even just maybe check in on them, drop a meal off, say, hey, let me call you. I know a lot of them will text, but call and say, hey, how you doing? Everything's all right? I know you ain't think I see you in a week or whatever, you move away. Still call in, FaceTime. We got so much technology now. But the real reason for me getting on here and yapping my mouth was when I first got there and I seen all the work I was going to have to do, I was like, man, I got so much stuff at my house to do. Like, I ain't even pull my weeds and stuff like that. And I remember just saying to myself, like a soft little prayer, I said, Lord, help me. Because I got overwhelmed. I ain't going to lie. I got overwhelmed. I'm going to be honest, transparent. But I just seen the box. It was cool. I went super early, and I got the one weed at a time, one pulling. And I found myself moving. And as I was moving, I was like, Lord, help me with what I have to do here today. And I continued just head down and pulling, and I was listening to the stories they were talking about and stuff like that. And as I was getting through, and I got my little win, and I got my little momentum and my rhythm going. I thanked the Lord. I kept finding myself thanking him, saying, Lord, thank you for helping me through this. Lord, thank you for showing me a way. And I got finished, and I made it through it. But I'm telling you to tell you this. A lot of times we look at the circumstances and the situation and we feel like, oh, we're too busy or I can't do that. That's too much work. But talk to God. You'll be surprised how he's right alongside you, helping you through whatever you're going through. And you'll get through so fast that you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I got done that fast. And you're amazed with yourself. But God was there guiding you. The Holy Spirit activated in you and gave you the strength, the power to make it through, to persevere. So as I just made it back home and I was walking through his house with him, I was just like, I told my wife, I felt the energy, the spirit, and I just felt like all the beautiful moments that they shared in here. And he always telling me, Andrew, you're blessed Don't take your life for granted. You know, you have a beautiful wife, beautiful family, stuff like that. And my mind, I could be so much striving for things, even though I'm not striving like that, but just feeling like, yeah, I gotta do more for them. I got a thing, and they, like, I want to give them the world. That's what it'd be for me. And I feel like it's never enough sometimes. And then I have my reset, and the Holy Spirit speaks to me, and God shows up and tell me, calm down, like, rest. I got this. And then, but sometimes you can forget those moments of those little voices running around, those little hands running around, giggling and laughing and playing and jumping on your back and all those different things, just having a ball like we did yesterday, because that was our rest day, and we was just resting and enjoying. And it's like a reset. Like, but let me end on this piece. The day of rest, which is a Sabbath for us that we keep, we don't go out, we don't spend money, we just stay home, we sleep, we eat, and we just fellowship, talk about God, how good he has been, how he brought us through our week. And we really truly rest, you know. In this kind of way, I even take naps, because in the week I'm going. I got this, I got that. So that day is like a day that I can't do anything. So I know what leads to that. When I'm resting, I'm chilling, the Lord puts me to sleep. But most importantly, I could find taking my family for granted, in a way of not really seeing the beauty of, like, my daughter lost her first tooth, and she was through the roof. So I remember grabbing my phone. I said, let me take a picture so we could document this. But when I was in my mind, I didn't remember to do that. So, like, when I slowed down, I was like, this will probably be a moment she would love to look back on. So let me capture this for her. And at the same time, when you slow down, you see that you are truly blessed, like with your family, you know, you're having a partner, having a helper, you know, being able to serve God the right way, how he's always providing, how he's always taking care of all your needs. Even when you ask for certain things, he don't give it to you the way you want it, or you would think it would show up in your life, but he give it to you in a way that's so much greater than you could even imagine. And like today's word was Psalms 19:21, where it was talking about like how we could make our plans, but ultimately God's plan will prevail. And a lot of times, if you look in life, when you pray for certain things and you get it, are you truly happy and satisfied? And do it make you be like, okay, I don't want nothing else? I'll wait. No, it doesn't. You're back on to now wanting something else. So when God's way of doing it comes through, is the ultimate way. Like, it's so peaceful, it's so satisfying, it's so joyous, you're content. And as long as you keep seeking the Lord, he'll continue to direct your path. Like, truly seek him, not seek him when you feel like every morning wake up and seek him first. When you go sleep, seek him, end off your day. And just have that relationship. Like, I talk to God like a best friend, because I ain't got no best friends. Like, he ain't give me no multitude of friends. Like, it's just me and my family now. But my wife, she has friends from time to time. They go out and they eat and stuff like that. But I have come to the realization that the Lord didn't bless me in that compartment, apartment, however. And that's cool. Sometimes, you know. But I talk to him like my best friend. Whenever I'm going through something, every time I want to grumble, every time I want to, man, I want to talk to him about my wife, I want to talk about my situation, I run to him. Not in no complaining way. You know, you got to be careful. I talk to him like, Lord, what do you want me to do in this moment? Like, they say they want this to be done this way. And then I go and I do it and I surprise. And then now I get a lecture. What did I... And I talk to him. And we chuckle and we laugh. It might sound crazy, but we chuckle and I laugh and stuff like that. And then something magical will happen shortly after, every time, you know? So it's just learning to pray for the Lord's will for your life. And also, like, let me end it off. I know I felt like I was rambling. I gotta leave you enough time to put this video in there of me working. Look out for your elders. Look out for the ones who looked out for you once upon a time. I know they could be a little difficult at times, but look out for them. Now let me go ahead and plug this video in. Pulling all these. I'll move these things, grab all this little dirt behind it, this little grass, and these little things, one by one.